Hi and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily Special. I asked the other day for you guys to send me in who you think should be the next signing for Arsenal, right? Obviously, we started off the transfer window well, bringing in Marquinhos, bringing in, of course, Gabriel Jesus, Fabio Vieira. But who's going to be next to Arsenal? That's what everybody is wondering and thinking to themselves. I asked you guys to use YouTube Shorts, record a YouTube short and use the hashtag AFTV Transfer Daily. Thanks to everybody who responded to that, and we got some great responses. And what we're going to do is take a look at some of them now, and I'll give you my view on some of those. So let's see what you had to say.
Hi Robbie, I think we should sign Tielemans because he's cheaper option. We ain't getting Savage because he's too damn expensive. And we should get the Shevchenko guy from the Man City. And we should forget about Lazaro Martinez.
Hi, for me, it's going to be Tielemans. I feel we need an upgrade in the midfield. And if at all for this transfer to be complete, I will expect us to take Tielemans because we need competition in our midfield.
So Arsenal, for the next signing, will need to be Youri Tielemans. 100% we need him.
Okay. I would say Raheem Sterling.
And I think we're going to need an Arthur, which is Arthur Melo.
My AFTV, recording here from a train in Switzerland. Just to let you know that I think we should really sign Tielemans. He's the better option over Milinkovic-Savic. Cheaper, younger, and a potential upsell in the future.
What's going on, AFTV? Players that we should sign. I mean, the next one I think we should sign is Tielemans. I feel we need to get that deal done. 25 to 30 million for a player of his quality is a steal. If we leave it any longer, someone else is going to snap him up. Man United are looking at him. So in my personal opinion, get the Tielemans deal done. We need more bodies in midfield. It's not going to be covered for Partey, but it's better than what we've got in terms of Xtra. So get the deal done, stop stalling, pull your finger out, let's get it done.
Just get it done. Tielemans. That's what all of you guys are saying. Literally everybody who recorded a YouTube short said that. Tielemans. Now, Youri Tielemans, as we know, 1 year left on his contract. The talk is that we've already agreed terms with him, so he wants to come. We've just got to go to Leicester, speak to them, get a deal done with them. A lot of people saying it's going to be anything between 25, 30 million, which is an absolute steal for a player of that quality. Remember, Youri Tielemans is still a young guy as far as football's concerned. And as that last guy said, get it done before Manchester United steal in. I really do think that this is just the ideal signing for Arsenal. But for some reason, and I've said it a lot of times on my show, they just don't appear to be moving on Tielemans right now, or maybe because they know they've got that secured and in the bag, there's no rush. I don't know, but Tielemans certainly in our midfield will be a brilliant signing. You know, we've seen the injuries that we've had in the area. We definitely need someone else in that midfield role. There was another guy who suggested Arthur Melo. Now, remember him, Arthur Melo? There was a lot of talk that Arsenal were going to bring him in on loan in January of last year. It looked like that was on the verge of happening. But what happened at the time is Juventus got a bit greedy, started saying that they would only let him go out on loan if it was a 2-year loan deal. And Arsenal only really wanted to take a look at Arthur, see what he'd be like from now till the end of the season when it was going to be in January. And they didn't want to take him for 2 years. And you can start to see now why they didn't want, because they wanted in the summer now to be able to look at other targets, or if Arthur was a great success, they would have signed him. But I don't think Arsenal are going to go back in for Arthur. The other thing about Arthur as well, like stature-wise and that, he's a very diminutive character, in stature as well. Would he really suit the Premier League? That's a bit in doubt. I don't think they're going to go back in for Arthur Melo, but that guy said Arthur Melo, and the guy was in the car with him, or in the van with him, suggested Raheem Sterling would be great, but I think Raheem Sterling looks like he's going to be on his way to Chelsea, so I can't see that one happening. And there was another shout there for Zinchenko as well, which, again, I think that would be a good signing. If Man City do let Zinchenko go, that's another player who can play in the midfield. But we've got a lot of sort of attacking midfielders. I think it's more that sort of deep-lying playmaker type midfield what Arsenal really, really need right now. So some fantastic suggestions there. But I loved the fact that all of you were saying Tielemans. My guy was on the train in Switzerland. It looks so idyllic there. He said it perfectly. Tielemans will be much cheaper than Milinkovic-Savic, who we've been linked to. Don't get me wrong, I'd love a player like Milinkovic-Savic. He's a great player, had a fantastic season last year for Lazio. But Tielemans just makes sense. We've seen him in the Premier League. He's Premier League proven. Why not Tielemans? Let's go back and see what you guys had to say about other players you think we should get.
Hello, I think Arsenal should be looking at a backup right back. Max Aarons definitely suits our bill. He's an attacking right back who shown an ability, and he has proven himself in the Premier League, and I think he's got some unfinished business there. So if we could get him in as a backup right back, obviously we would have to rotate, and I think he would definitely suit Arsenal's type of play style as well. So I think Max Aarons would be, I don't know why no one's going for him, but I think he would be a good shout. A backup left back, I mean, there's not a lot of it available that are kind of first team, but Grimaldo was a good shout that I saw us being linked with. And if we could get him in on a low deal, that would be really good as a rotational left back, because obviously Tierney gets injured, so he could play most of the time. As a centre mid, Tielemans, I don't know what we're doing there. We need to go and get him today. I don't know what we're doing. Lucas Paqueta, he's a very good player. Very, very skillful, and he'd be great for our attacking threat. So, yeah.
Oh, some great shouts in there as well. Lucas Paqueta, Brazilian, another one. You know we like a Brazilian here at Arsenal. Somehow I don't think he's going to become available, or maybe, you never know. If it was to happen, that would be something that would probably happen later on in the window, I think, but it'd be very expensive. He is a star player for Lyon, and they probably wouldn't want to let him go this transfer window. It'd be a great signing, but again, more of an attacking midfielder, which we seem to have quite a lot of. But Max Aarons, that was very interesting, that shout from that guy. I mean, because nobody's really spoken about Max Aarons this season. For the last couple of seasons, everybody's always like, Max Aarons, Max Aarons, Max Aarons. But came up again with Norwich, didn't have the greatest of seasons last year, again relegated. Is that really affecting him? But he is a good player. But you know what? I don't think the right back position is a priority for Arsenal right now. I think we got Tomiyasu, even though he got injured. We got Tomiyasu. We know that Cedric can also fill in there really well. He did do that towards the end of last season. And if worse comes to the worst, you've got Ben White, who can also fill into that position as well. So I don't think a right back at this moment in time is the priority for Arsenal. But interesting that nobody's spoken about Max Aarons. He also mentioned Alejandro Grimaldo, who plays for Benfica. Left back. Now, this is a player that's been linked a lot with Arsenal. Would be a much cheaper option than, say, going out and getting Alessandro Martinez, who Arsenal have been in the hunt for, to possibly play over on that left-hand side. Grimaldo, probably, I've seen 14-15 million pounds, the quotation for him. An experienced left-back, Spanish player, plays for Benfica. Makes sense, makes perfect sense, but I do think it's still Lisandro Martinez, which is a priority number one for Arsenal. If they can't get that, maybe they could turn to a Grimaldo. So good shouts from that guy.
Renato Sanches will be an absolute perfect option for Arsenal centre midfield right now. Like, forget everywhere else. We need to occupy the middle of the park, because that's what Arsenal have always been about, but we haven't got it for the last few years.
Quick one. James Ward-Prowse. We need a central midfielder. Man's experienced, he's English. Elneny can't cut it. Dash him in the midfield. You know, get goals. He'll do his thing. Ward-Prowse.
Wow, a couple of great shouts there. Renato Sanches, who I've always thought would be perfect for Arsenal's midfield. Now, all the rumours this summer is that Renato Sanches is supposed to be going to PSG. PSG have been wanting to bring in Renato Sanches. It hasn't been done yet, but they seem seemingly the favourites to sign him. There's also AC Milan who want him to come in and replace Frank Kessie. They've been right there as well. But I've just always been intrigued that Arsenal have never really gone in for Renato Sanches. He looks like an absolute beast in the midfield. When you see him playing for like Portugal, he's like one of their best players. And I know he came to the Premier League before at Swansea. It didn't work out for him. He's had quite a lot of injuries in his career, but for me, I would not be against the signing of a Renato Sanches, but I don't think that's going to happen. I do think it's either going to be PSG or AC Milan where he ends up. And James Ward-Prowse is an interesting one. I've always sung the praises of James Ward-Prowse because I really rate him as a player. He's an effective midfield player, but also his deliveries from set pieces are the best in the Premier League, in my opinion. Best at free kicks. He's closing in on the record at Beckham set. Brilliant at corners, just brilliant at swinging the ball in. His delivery is impeccable. And that alone can be a real game changer in games. And we don't score enough goals from midfield. But I saw some ridiculous quotes for Ward-Prowse of like 60 million and stuff like that coming from Southampton, because there was a lot of interest coming from West Ham for Ward-Prowse. But Southampton definitely don't want to sell Ward-Prowse. It would take a mega offer of round about £60 million to sign him as it stands. I don't know if that might get lower towards the end of the transfer window, but he's their star player. They don't want to sell him, and I don't think that Arsenal are going to spend that sort of money on a James Ward-Prowse. But great shout from that guy. Listen, thank you very much for sending in your YouTube shorts. That was brilliant. We're going to do this again. I really love the responses that we got, but going to be really interesting. It seems quite unanimous from what you guys were saying that the next signing you would like to see come in at Arsenal is Youri Tielemans from Leicester. Can we make it happen? We'll have to wait and see. Don't forget to check out Transfer Daily every day here on AFTV. Check out our evening show as well. We will keep you up to date with all the transfers. Subscribe here to AFTV, and I'll see you on the next one. Shop for AFTV merch at shop.aftv.co.uk. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, and Twitch. We've got content for every platform, so check it out.